Stalin's epic life story. Joseph Stalin's early years in Gori, Georgia were marked by severe hardship. Born into poverty, he endured an abusive childhood which played a significant role in shaping his tough and ruthless character. Stalin's education at the Tiflis Theological Seminary introduced him to the teachings of the Russian Orthodox Church, but it also exposed him to revolutionary ideas. This blend of religious study and radical thought influenced his political trajectory. As a young man, Stalin joined the Bolsheviks, quickly distinguishing himself with his organizational skills and ideological loyalty. His rise through the ranks was fueled by his deep commitment to the revolutionary cause and his ability to navigate the party's internal politics. During the 1917 revolution, Stalin played a crucial role in the overthrow of the Tsarist regime. Although his contributions were less conspicuous than those of leaders like Lenin and Trotsky, his work behind the scenes was vital. In the Russian Civil War that followed, Stalin emerged as a decisive leader. His strategies and leadership helped the Bolsheviks consolidate power, demonstrating his capability in both military and administrative roles within the nascent Soviet state. Stalin played a pivotal role in the formation of the Soviet Union, which emerged in 1922 after the merger of the Russian, Ukrainian, Belarusian, and Transcaucasian republics under a new communist government. His influence was crucial in the establishment of a centralized state. During the power struggles following Lenin's death, Stalin adeptly outmaneuvered his rivals, including Trotsky and Bukharin. He consolidated power by promoting loyalists and using political cunning, ultimately becoming the undisputed leader of the Soviet Union. Stalin launched the first of several five-year plans in 1928, aiming to rapidly industrialize the Soviet economy and reduce reliance on agriculture. These initiatives significantly increased production capabilities, but often at great human and social costs. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring videos like this. The policy of forced collectivization initiated under Stalin had devastating effects on the peasantry. It involved consolidating individual land holdings into large, state-controlled farms, leading to widespread famine, particularly the devastating Ukrainian Holodomor. Stalin's regime is infamous for the Great Terror, a period of intense political repression during the late 1930s. The purges targeted enemies of the state, resulting in the execution and imprisonment of millions, significantly affecting the Communist Party and military leadership. Stalin's show trials were a notorious method used to instill fear and suppress dissent. Prominent Bolshevik leaders were publicly tried and executed, ensuring that Stalin consolidated power by eliminating any potential threats to his authority. The Non-Aggression Pact with Nazi Germany, signed in 1939, shocked the world. This agreement temporarily secured Stalin's western border, allowing him to focus on internal affairs before Germany eventually breached the pact in 1941. Stalin's leadership during World War II was pivotal. He directed the Soviet military strategy that eventually turned the tide against Nazi Germany. His ruthless policies, however, led to high Soviet military and civilian casualties. In the aftermath of World War II, Stalin extended his influence across Eastern Europe, setting up communist governments and securing the Soviet Union's status as a superpower. This expansion was a key factor in the onset of the Cold War. Stalin initiated the Soviet Union's involvement in the nuclear arms race, seeing the development of nuclear weapons as essential to compete with the United States. This pursuit intensified the global stakes of the Cold War. Stalin's cult of personality was meticulously crafted, depicting him as a heroic figure. Propaganda portrayed him as a paternal figure, ensuring loyalty and love from the Soviet people, overshadowing the fear and repression that prevailed. His interactions with Western leaders like Roosevelt and Churchill were strategic, aiming to advance Soviet interests during World War II and the early Cold War era. These relationships were complex, blending cordial diplomacy with underlying tension. The mass deportations under Stalin targeted ethnic minorities, forcibly relocating them to remote areas of the Soviet Union. This brutal policy aimed to suppress potential dissent and consolidate control, causing widespread suffering and disruption. Stalin's regime also launched anti-Semitic campaigns, despite initial promises of equality and anti-racism. These campaigns included purges and discriminatory policies that isolated the Jewish community, contributing to a climate of fear and oppression. Stalin died in 1953 under mysterious circumstances, leaving a legacy of terror and transformation. His death marked the end of an era and set the stage for the denunciation of his brutal policies by successor Nikita Khrushchev. Khrushchev's secret speech in 1956 marked a dramatic shift in Soviet history, denouncing Stalin's brutal policies and cult of personality. This speech initiated a period of de-Stalinization, aiming to dismantle the oppressive mechanisms established under Stalin's rule. Art and propaganda were pivotal in Stalin's regime, with his image glorified across various media platforms. He was portrayed as a heroic figure, an essential part of the Soviet Union's cultural and social fabric, reinforcing his absolute power. Stalin made significant contributions to Marxist-Leninist theory, often adapting and expanding it to fit his strategic goals. His writings and speeches were used to justify radical policies like collectivization and the purges, embedding his interpretations into Soviet ideology. Stalin's personal life was complex and often troubled, marked by strained relationships with his wives and children. His harshness wasn't reserved for just his political enemies, but often extended to his closest family members, reflecting his ruthless persona. Paranoia deeply influenced Stalin's leadership style, leading him to implement extensive security measures. He frequently purged those around him, fearing betrayal, and relied heavily on the secret police to maintain his grip on power. Stalin's economic policies were marked by aggressive industrialization, aimed at transforming the Soviet Union into a global superpower. The five-year plans focused on heavy industries like steel and coal, significantly boosting production, but often at great human cost. Education and science flourished in some ways under Stalin, with a focus on creating a literate workforce capable of meeting the demands of the new industrial society. However, ideological control stifled creative and critical thinking, aligning scientific research with state objectives. Public health initiatives under Stalin aimed to eradicate diseases and improve life expectancy through widespread vaccination campaigns and the establishment of state hospitals. Yet, the quality of healthcare varied significantly, often reflecting the party's shifting priorities. Environmental consequences of Stalin's policies were severe, as rapid industrialization led to significant pollution and degradation of natural resources. Large-scale projects like the transformation of the Aral Sea exemplified environmental mismanagement, causing long-term ecological damage. Stalin's influence on modern Russia remains profound, with his legacy still debated and his era often romanticized. His policies and the state structures he created have left a lasting impact on Russian political culture and governance. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring videos like this.